Hey, yeah, what's up? This disciple Marchello Currence, rain back up in here. So I wanted to cover something basically that I'm going to name basically um, I'm going to name what my subject and topic, I guess, the karma computer. The karma computer. The karma computer, if you will, is basically the universe and how it's set up. Karma, let me first say this first. Karma is the universe's way of cleansing itself. The universe have to clean itself. Okay? Men are not always just and men are not always aggressive to bring about proper justice. And so God in his infinite wisdom has made sure that what a man sows, that that's what's going to come back to him. Okay? That's how God made sure. God is awesome in his wisdom. He made sure that man will reap what he put out. That's why you don't have to worry about bringing nobody to justice. I mean, I'm not saying you don't need the police, but God has a system that is going to make sure that man is brought to justice. Karma is going to make sure that man is brought to proper justice. And so, what I am learning, looking at the world, is that in, in history with the world, is that karma has different levels. You have personal karma, you have karma as far as ethnicities, different races, and you have nation karma as well. And you ultimately have worldwide karma. So you have in personal karma, what you're in control of, ethnicity karma, which is a collective karma, if you will, for each race, and what did they produce and not produce, and what they did and didn't do. You have karma for a country, for a nation as well, and the same things apply what they did and what they didn't do and everything like that. So this is all set up in the universe. But people try to go over it and act like none of it exists. They try to act like none of it exists. And it is very, very well and alive. And ultimately, that's where we're headed. We're headed towards the most historical acts of karma that will ever be. The end of the world. And so we know it's here. We know the end of the world is near. No one knows the day, no one knows the hour. But we know it's near because of the karma system. You see all this evil going on. You see all these things being done. And one day, that all has to come back. Everything that's going on now. You dig what I'm saying? Right now. That's why things get worse and worse, and they never get better. This explains it. Because you have a nation, I'm just speaking for America, a nation that is bent on doing things that contradict the right things to do. And when that comes back, those actions, it's all coming back for destruction. For the country to be, I'm gonna say this because this is gonna make you understand the pattern better. It all comes back to things that have been done. And in the case of America, for a lot of it has been wrongs. So, and as far as community, government, institutions, there's a lot of wrongdoings, and it puts the state of the world, country, and institutions in a worse state when it all comes back to them. So this is why things are never getting better. This is why things are never getting better. Because the karma computer is bringing back only the things that people in this country are putting out. So this America never got better. Everybody partied. Everybody did what they wanted to do. And we're left with those results. We're left with what the karma computer brought back to us. So this explains why the streets, the ghettos, is getting worse and worse. Because everything is coming back. All the stuff that everybody's doing. That's why the 80s, the 90s was worse than the 80s. Because the 90s is the recipient of what was put out from the 80s. So now the 90s have to receive what the 80s put out. And now the 2000s have to receive what the 90s put out. And now the first decade of the 2000s have the 2020 has to receive what the first decade in the 2000s put out. And so this is never going to stop whether people like it or not. It's never going to stop because the karma computer is going to make sure everything comes back as it should. It's the most accurate computer. So what do we get? What we getting is what is deserved. That's what I'm trying to show you. So when you look at the worst thing that's going on, and people may think I'm trying to target them, I can't care about that no more. That's why keywords. Listen to the keywords. The worst thing going on right now in this country is the gang banging, the kids being killed, the black on black crime. That's the worst thing right now. that you can look at for sure that's obviously wrong and that's massive. What's going to happen is that the African American community will have to suffer as an entity, as a community, and all of us will have to suffer as a country as well, as a nation. This is what has to happen, because the karma computer is going to bring back everything accurately. You see what I'm saying? So just imagine what we're about to receive already from the beginning of this decade. From 2020, all the horrific killings and all the stuff that's been going on. Just imagine what 2030 is going to look like. Already, man. Already. We're not even, 2 years? Were we 2 years? Yeah. We're 2 years deep in this new decade. That's one thing you can't lie to. The proof is in the pudding. That's why I tell people, karma tells the truth. You want to see who's wrong in a situation? Look at the lives of two individuals or nations. Look at the lives of whatever you're looking at, who's ever involved. Look at the karma on those entities and dynamics. Okay? That's what I want you to do. I want you to look at who's being accused of being wrong or whatever. The other side, look at both sides and see whose karma is going what each side's karma look like. Okay? That's because that's coming straight from the karma computer, if you will. That's coming straight from the karma computer. It does not lie. It does not make up lies. It does not hand you in bulk form something you don't deserve. So specifically for me, look at my life and look at the enemies. Look what the karma computer is handing me. And look what the karma computer is handing them. You don't have to cut and split hairs. The karma computer is going to show who was right and wrong. Period. No one gets around this. Not me, not you, not anyone. That's why if whoever's wrong, you don't have to worry about bringing anyone to justice. Justice in time will be served. Now see, here's one other thing. What you got, even with God, sometimes the karma takes years, hundreds of years. Look at the children of Israel in Egypt. They was in Egypt for 500 years. I think it was either 400 or 500 years. It was either 400 or 500 years. I think it was 400 years. Yeah, it might have been 400 years. Either way, it was 400 or 500 years. They were in captivity, the children of Israel, in Egypt. The people of Israel was in captivity. Eventually, they were released. It took time. And karma came on Egypt, and Pharaoh lost all his army and everything. Pharaoh lost. He lost his firstborn. He lost. He lost a lot. But I'm sure the children of Israel was like, well, when is this going to happen? When is the judgment going to come? When are the oppressors going to get what they deserve? We're all human beings. So I say all that to say, when you look at America and you see and all these things are taking place, don't forget all the things that's been put in the karma computer concerning America's history. I know you don't want to hear this. I know you just wanted it all to go away. I know you just wish it would all go away. But that's not life. Things don't just go away. And so how everything was done in slavery, yes. All the racial things that were done in this country, the karma computer collected all of those things. And it will accurately bring back what is deserved. But what happened in this country particularly, time went by and everyone thought that America got away with it. All they did in slavery, all the racism, all the lynchings, all the profiling that police did, all the injustice in the law systems, all the things that me and you don't even know about. The conspiring against Martin Luther King Jr. because the American government filed out of court in 1999 for being, they settled out of court with Martin Luther King Jr.'s family in 1999 for being responsible for conspiring against his life. See, some of y'all don't know that. That happened. So the American government put data in the karma computer of conspiring against Martin Luther King Jr. They admitted to it. This is in the karma computer. The karma computer, everybody wants someone to blame when the stuff comes back. And they want to talk to somebody on the phone, and just like when you call customer service, when bills go through and it's automated, you don't get this. People say, well, ma'am, I just want to talk to your manager. She gonna tell you, he or she's gonna tell you, look, it's out of our hands. It's automated. It goes through a computer. It's out of our hands. It sees that you owe a bill. It goes through without us doing anything. You understand? That's what they're going to tell you. This is the same thing in America. This stuff is going through whether we have compassion, whether you chose to forgive, whether you chose to unite, whether you chose to do anything, all these things, whether you chose to do certain things, the karma computer is going to bring back what has been put out. Unless you are Christians in our Christian nation, then it's deleted. Now you're not going to get what you deserve. But if you don't put the blood of Jesus in that karma computer, and you don't put and you don't have a Christian nation that get that data deleted, and you're still conspiring against people, and you're still conspiring against God's people, then that data is going to be held against you. You have not repented from your conspiring nature. You're still the conspiring nature country that you've always been. So why should it be forgiven? So now, because you have not forgiven, you are presently not changing your karma, all of that is going to be dumped on you. because of what you presently are like now. You got all that coming now because there's no reason not to hold it back. You're still the same country. You're still the same type of people. So why should that not be dumped on you? Just like how you ever seen Double Dare, where they keep spraying on the target and then all the stuff comes down on them, the slime come down. Why shouldn't all the slime that's hanging over your head come down on you? You haven't changed your conspiring nature. You're still acting like you was like Hoover was acting in the FBI. You're still doing that. The head of the FBI that was hunting Martin Luther King Jr., you still have that same nature. So that means all that data from all that you did that the community doesn't know about. Now all of that, as you can see, is starting to come back. And that to me tells me that means that you did not change your nature. You did not repent. You did not turn and go in the opposite direction of what you were doing. Now, with the gang banging, with all the killing, hip hop has made this appeal to people to the point where people think this is cool. People think this is cool. Okay, if you just take off the music, and just listen to the despair of America, don't listen to the music. Take all the music away and just think about the gunshots, the killings all around the country. Don't think about the cool music. Don't think about the hip hop. Just isolate the sounds of destruction and death into your mind. You see what that does? It takes away all the appeal of the destruction that's going on. Cause they got music put to this destruction. Satan was over music as Lucifer. He's no longer Lucifer. He could never be Lucifer again. As Lucifer, he was put over music. Now, like many people believe, he can still somehow, he's manipulating music. I say it this way, he's using music or having something to do with music. Look at how music is the soundtrack for destruction. Music to kill, music to bring more destruction. It's the motivating thing that motivate the kids in the community. If there was no music, you think all the killing would be going on like it's going on? There would be nothing to motivate it. And people would sit back and start to think. The music is a serious, very serious motivator for the killing machine in America. And because this hasn't stopped, now the karma computer is forced to bring back all of the evil that blacks have done against each other. It's all got to come back through that karma computer. And so while some black people are on the phone saying, ma'am, why is this happening? Sir, why is this happening? The karma computer people are saying, well, ma'am, this is out of our hands. This is accurately the bill that you owe. And we can't hold it back. We may love you, black community. We may love your music. We may love everything that you do. But the karma computer cannot hold back what you owe. It isn't a matter of loving you or hating you. And that's what you want to do. You want someone to argue with. As soon as judgment start coming and you want somebody to fight about it, or you want someone, and when someone start talking about it, you want to argue with them. But you don't need to get on the phone with me. Hey, it's accurate. This is what you owe. The judgment is here because it is accurately what you owe. This is accurate. You've been killing. You've been hating each other, destroying each other. And you're looking for a way out. And the karma computer is not going to let you get away. We can love you. The whole America can love you. The president, you can get 1 million presidents that love you. But it's no way you can get away from the accuracy of the karma computer. There's no way you can get away from it. Nobody can do nothing for you. All right, I'm coming back, part 2.